Hi, on page 138, we have file 8, letter B. There are, some, any, plus plural nouns. Look, we have a chart. On the left, we have singular and the visual representation of the affirmative, negative, interrogative, and its answers. And the plural also in the same forms. Listen and compare. Pay attention to the blue words.
Four point 16.
There's a garage.
There isn't a swimming pool.
Is there a bathroom downstairs?
Yes, there is. No, there isn't.
There are some pictures on the wall.
There aren't any plants in the room.
Are there any neighbors with children?
Yes, there are. No, there aren't.
Now, we have the explanation. There is, there are. So, first bullet point. We use there is, there are to say that somebody or something exists. We use there is plus a singular noun and there are plus plural nouns. So all depends what exists or what doesn't exist, and whether it's singular or plural, that we use there's or there are. So in Spanish it's something like I, no I. In English we have a differentiation of that word to express existence. But in Spanish we say hay un garage, hay varios retratos. So in Spanish we use I, no I, or si hay, no hay. But in English we have one form for the singular and another form for the plural. Another bullet point. There is often contracted to there's. So there is, it's informally represented there's. There are is not usually contracted. Don't contract there are. Next bullet point. When we talk about a list of things, we use there is if the first word in the list is singular, or there are if the first word in the list is plural. Let's say that you want to say what's on your room, and you need to say that in a list form. So you say, in my bedroom, and you start the list. There's a bed, 2 chairs, and a desk. Notice that this is plural, but the first thing in the list is singular, so you start with there's a bed. Compare. In the living room, there are 2 armchairs and a sofa. Since you start the second list with armchairs in plural, you use there are. But you can also say, in the living room, there is a sofa and 2 armchairs. All depends what's the first noun in the list. Now, let's go to and, some, any. We often use there is, there are with an, some, and any. Let's see. We use a in singular, affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. There's a garage, there is a swimming pool, Is there a bathroom downstairs? In singular. Use some and any with plural nouns. Plural nouns. Some pictures, any plants, any neighbors. Some is the same as not an exact number. Algunos. Algunas. Not an exact number. Use some in affirmative sentences. There are some pictures. Affirmative. And any in negative and interrogative sentences. There aren't any plants. Zero quantity. Any plants. Negative. Plural. Questions. Are there any neighbors? Are there any neighbors? Question. Plural. Any. Also remember that in affirmatives, algunas, in negative, ninguna, and in questions, ¿hay algunos vecinos? So, some quantity, any quantity, and you are asking for the existence of the neighbors. Finally, you have a blue box. There is or it is. Be careful. There is and it is are different. This is important. Different. Okay? So what's the difference? There's a key on the table. There's a key on the table. You are saying that on the table a key exists. Hay una llave sobre la mesa. Now, it's the key to the kitchen. So what is the difference? You use theirs when you describe in singular what exists in a certain place. There is a key, there is a door, there is a window. You are describing the existence of things. And you use its to replace, to substitute a noun. It is the key. But you don't mention it because you mentioned it before. It's the key to the kitchen. So one describes the existence, the other substitutes a noun that was previously mentioned. All right? Let's give another example. There is a car in the garage. Hay un carro en el estacionamiento. It is blue. It is blue. Es azul. Eso es azul. ¿Qué es eso? El carro. Entonces, theirs es la descripción de lo que hay. Its es la referencia de lo que se habla anteriormente. Let's go to the activities. Let's go to the next page. Now we have 8B, page 139. Letter A, complete with an affirmative or interrogative of theirs or there are. Example, a dishwasher. Dishwasher is singular, so you use theirs. There's a dishwasher in the kitchen. You describe the existence of a dishwasher in the kitchen. Now, interrogative symbol. Any people in the room. People is plural. Any is for plural. It's a question. So, are there? So you have to decide if the sentence is a question, plural or singular, or if it is affirmative, plural or singular. Stop the video and decide what is the answer. Okay, let's check the answers. Very good. Now let's go to letter B. Write affirmative, negative, or interrogative sentences with there is or there are plus an, singular, in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative, or some, plural, affirmative sentences, or any, plural, negative, and interrogative. It is very important that you use the symbols to help you know the answer. So this is an example. Affirmative plural, and you have a reference. So affirmative plural you use there are. Also affirmative plural you use some. There are some trees in the yard. Please stop the video, complete from 1 to 10, and then check your answers. Let's check.